So it looked like Pete Buttigieg's number one target in this debate was Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders clapped back at this guy. Let's check it out.
If speaking to the needs and the pain of a long-neglected working class is polarizing, I think you got the wrong word. What we are trying finally to do is to give a voice to people who, after 45 years of work, are not making a nickel more than they did 45 years ago. We are giving a voice to people who are saying we are sick and tired of billionaires like Mr. Bloomberg seeing huge expansions of their wealth while 500,000 people sleep out on the street tonight. And that's so what we are saying, Pete, is maybe it's a time for the working class of this country to have a little bit of power in Washington rather than your billionaire campaign contributors.
All right, look.
And he needs to hammer that home more and more because Bernie Sanders really needs to, because the corruption argument is such a powerful one. It's largely the reason why Donald Trump won in 2016 was specifically the corruption argument. And so Bernie Sanders needs to make sure that he hammers that. I want to hear him say that every single debate multiple times, because people don't talk about it enough, about how Pete Buttigieg is a sellout to his billionaire donors. The guy endorsed Medicare for All like less than a year ago, and then all of a sudden he flip-flops when he starts getting money from Big Pharma and the private health insurance industry, and he starts doing these wine cave fundraisers that we all know about, the infamous wine cave fundraisers. So this is a really good one, and you see how Pete Buttigieg gets so offended. He's like, oh, that's a low blow, dude. And so you need to hammer that home. So I'm glad Bernie did it earlier in this debate. The last debate, I was really waiting for a long time for him to do this. And I'm really glad that he did that right then. And I also like how he's changing the framing, because Pete Buttigieg is trying to make it sound like Bernie's policies are polarizing, when in reality it's only polarizing if you look at it as there's a small group of people with all the wealth and power, and then there's everybody else. And so you've got basically everybody else who's in agreement with Bernie Sanders' policies, and then you've got those few in power, those few with wealth and power like Michael Bloomberg, who oppose him. So he's trying to say, and I also like this, he's trying to say, no, dude, what do you mean polarizing? The people of the United States agree with my agenda. It's just that the people who are in power, which is a very microscopic amount of people in this country, are in opposition to these, opinions and values and positions. And so that's what he's trying to do. And I think that was a really great move on his part. But Pete and Bernie getting into some clashes.